Shoulder, arms. 1, 2. Order, arms. 1, 2. Good. Except for you, Mr. Main. That was a very poor performance. Not your usual level at all. Have to put you down for a month's extra musket practice. That is all, gentlemen. Dismissed.
I
ask you a question, Mr. Main. Why did Napoleon charge the center of Wellington's line at Waterloo? It was contrary to every rule of warfare, and it lost him the battle. Yet a great general like Napoleon did that, Mr. Main. Why?
I don't know, sir.
Because, sir, he had tried both flanks and was repulsed. Napoleon had no choice but to charge the center. Common sense, gentlemen. A resource of all great commanders. No, Mr. Main, I am not finished with you yet. You are now in Wellington's army, commanding a regiment of 8 companies in double rank at that same center of the line. You see 10,000 French cavalry massing in front of you, ready for an attack. What do?
Form a house square, sir.
Issue the proper command.
Form square. Double column half distance. Battalion inwards, face march.
Good, Mr. Main. Now what?
Right wheel.
Congratulations, Mr. Main. You have just changed history. With that move, you opened Wellington's flanks to Napoleon's cavalry and lost the Battle of Waterloo. What is the correct command, Mr. Hazard?
Right and left into line, wheel, march. 4th Division, forward. Forward guide, left.
Very good, Mr. Hazard. You may sit down.
You've been sleepwalking ever since he got back from Mount Royal. I know who you're thinking about, but it's impossible. She's out of your reach now.
I can't forget about Madeline just like that.
You don't have to forget her. You just have to stop thinking about her for a while.
Now, how do you suggest I do that?
By a visit to a dear old friend of mine, a lady by the name of Alice Pete.
George told me you do the laundry for some of the officers and cadets.
I do a lot of things for a lot of the boys. Come on in. That sweet George Hazard's a particular friend of mine. On a strictly cash basis. I do hope he told you.
Told me. Lord, you mean you're...
That's right, darling. And don't you think we ought to be getting down to business? We'll just take things one step at a time.
Why are you not eating, Miss Madeleine? What good is it keeping that? Remembering? I don't know. But I can't help it. Sometimes, Ori's face is so clear to me.
Yeah. Nathaniel! Your black carcass over here. This horse is late.
What kind of man is he anyway?
Perhaps that's why I remember Ori, to help me forget my life here at Resolute.
Ori, I don't understand. You didn't like Alice Pete?
Yes, I like her very much, but I want more than that.
Oh, so do I. Eventually. But Alice can make a man's time here very pleasant.
She's sweet. Madeline is 100 times more desirable to me because I love her, George. And until you've been in love, you don't know what it's like. I mean, nothing else seems to matter.
Then you, sir, are a romantic fool.
Squad, dismiss! Oh, no, not you, Mr. Fisk. I've decided that you need a drill, sir. A very special drill, sir. Now, you dismount.
Fisk again. Ever since the upperclassmen made him ease up on us, Ben has been all over that poor boy.
He's got to take it out on somebody.
So much the better if he happens to be a friend of ours. What are you supposed to be up to?
I don't know, but we haven't got time to find out. If we're late for class, the demerits will finish us.
Fisk is not a very good rider.
I know, but at least he's on that gray. She's the gentlest horse here. Come on, we've got to go.
Follow me, sir. You will stop, sir. All right, Mr. Fisk. Mount up, sir. Oh, no, Mr. Fisk. You're gonna ride this course on a real mount. Satan. Mount up, Fisk. What's the matter, sir? You have trouble following orders? Like your friends, Mr. Main and Mr. Hazard? I said mount up, sir! Get up there, Fisk. Faster! Satan! Faster! Good boy.
Fisk, we know it was Ben who did this to you. Now, why do you keep saying it was an accident?
I was thrown. That's the truth.
Oh, for God's sake. Fisk, why do you keep covering up for him?
Fisk, I know this is hard for you to hear, but the doctor told us that knee may never be any good. Corporal Bent may have kept you out of the Army.
Hush, George. He's scared enough. That's it, isn't it? You're afraid Bent may do something even worse if you press charges. That's a very real danger, gentlemen, given Bent's mind. I'm afraid it ties our hands as well.
Well, what's lit your fire, son?
Justice, one of the tactical officers guessed what happened. He's bringing Ben up in front of a general court-martial for disciplinary excesses.
Good for him. Who's the officer?
De Jong. Lieutenant Casimir De Jong.
Corporal Bent, I'll ask you again. What do you know about Cadet Fisk's injuries?
Lieutenant De Jong, sir. I heard he was thrown from his horse. That's all I know.
Corporal Bent, you were seen leaving the parade ground with Fisk. You are bound by your honor as a cadet. So think about your answer. How did Cadet Fisk sustain his injuries?
I do not know, sir. They believe Bent? I don't think De Jong did. But a cadet's honor is above question. All charges were dropped.
Bless the man. And you know Bent. See, the court-martial was a blot on his record. He'll take that out on Fisk.
I think it's time we did something about Ben before he kills somebody.
What can we do? I just remembered something. Lieutenant De Jong thinks that Alice Pete does laundry for him and nobody else. Now, what if we were to use that information to give Bent a little taste of his own medicine?
What if he leaves too soon?
He won't. Alice will keep him in there. The whole class contributing. We were able to give him double what she usually gets.
This'll be a day that Corporal Bent will never forget.
You certainly have a way with women. Oh, my Lord, I got so carried away, I forgot. An officer comes to pick up his laundry every Thursday at this time.
In the name of decency, sir, cover yourself.
Oh, sir, I'm so sorry.
Shut your mouth, slut.
That's enough, Ben. Try and conduct yourself as a gentleman while you still can.
Still can, sir.
You are on report, sir, for more offenses than I can enumerate. But be sure, I will enumerate them, and they'll lead to your dismissal.
Sir, if you would just let me explain.
The way you explain Fisk's injuries with lies? You be in the commandant's office in 10 minutes, mister, or we'll hunt you down.
You whore. You stupid whore!
Get out. You get out. George told me you were crazy. Just get out.
George. George Hazard. He and Mr. Main planned this, didn't they? To get rid of me. Didn't they?
You just get out now or I'll get rid of you myself.
I wanted to be the one to tell you. Be here. See your faces when you heard the good news. I have been dismissed from this academy. That's right, go ahead, you and your friends can laugh about it later. No more bent to give us trouble. You too have conspired to rob me of a military career. A career I think I'm suited for better than any man on this post. Let me tell you this. I have friends in high places. And I too will one day be highly placed. Very highly placed. And you can count on that. And you be on your guard. Because I won't forget you two. I won't forget you two ever.
That man is crazy. That's why we better believe him. And be on our guard. For how long? Rest of our lives?
Cadet Όρι Μέιν. Cadet Όρι Μέιν, you are recommended for the infantry.
I still can't believe I made it through. And I wouldn't have, George, if it wasn't for you.
Oh, hogwash.
No, it's true. I graduated second from the bottom. And you pulled me up there every inch of the way.
I sure didn't want to lose my bet. Remember?
Yes, sir. I almost forgot. I have never been so happy to lose a bet in my whole life.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, George.
Don't mention it. I mean that.
George, Ori.
Fizz, congratulations.
Well, how does it feel, soldiers?
Felt like somebody took about 50 pounds of battle gear off my back.
I hear you rank near the top. Congratulations. That means the engineer corps.
No, I decided against the engineers.
Why didn't you tell me you picked the artillery? Good for you. Not like us poor sloggers who had no choice but the infantry.
As a matter of fact, I chose the infantry myself.
No.
You didn't think I'd let you go to Mexico without me, did you?
All right, y'all, come on, gather around. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. To our guests of honor, Lieutenant Τζώρτζ Χάζαρντ, and our son, Lieutenant Όρι Μέιν. We salute their graduation from the military academy, and we honor them as they go to fight for their country in the war with Mexico. We pray God keep both of them safe in battle. To George and Ori. Here, here.
George, say something.
Oh.
Yes, yes.
Say
Go on,
come on.
Come on.
Thank you very much. You have been so kind. Well, I guess the best thing I ever did at West Point was to make a good friend from South Carolina.
Why, Lieutenant Hazard, you handsome old thing. Will you get me a plate of barbecue?
You've already had 3, Ashton.
It's not my fault I forgot. A lady never forgets. And what would you know about that, Miss Emily Rose Smith?
Mother says a real lady never eats anything in public.
I declare you'd just take my senses away in that uniform, Lieutenant. No wonder I forgot.
Well, Ashton, it'd be mighty tempting if you were about 5 years old.
Well, I will be, Lieutenant, in about 2 more years.
Ashton, Brett, you come here and take your nap. Come on.
Oh, Fee.
Come on. Let's go.
My little sister.
That's Madeline, isn't it?
Come on, I want you to meet her. Mr. and Mrs. Lamont, I'd like you to meet my friend Джώρтζ Хάζарντ.
It's a very great pleasure, ma'am.
And for me, Lieutenant.
I understand you're a Yankee, Mr. Hazard. From Pennsylvania?
Yes, I am. The Keystone State, and a lovely one at that. Let me stand you to a cigar and a mint julep and tell you about it.
You'll excuse me, my dear. Maine?
Justin.
He's a very good friend, isn't he?
He's the best I'll ever have. You just nearly killed me being away from you.
Please, we mustn't say things like that to each other.
Why not? We feel them.
There's nothing we can do.
You don't love him. You are not his.
I can never be yours. I have to go now, Ori. It is good to see you again.
Wilmot's from Pennsylvania. You ought to be ashamed of him.
Because he favored negotiating with Mexico? That wasn't necessarily cowardice, sir.
Congressman Wilmot has attached a proviso to a bill outlawing slavery in newly acquired territories.
Which got that bill defeated in the Senate by your own John C. Calhoun.
Nevertheless, sir, it was an insult to the entire South. There's only one way to redeem our honor.
Are you speaking of secession, Justin?
I am. And I think we should get right on with it.
Now, I think that's going too far. We've struggled too hard to establish this country. I'd hate to see it torn apart.
Tillett, you know very well the South would be better off as a separate nation.
How can you say that, Justin? I'm a Southerner, born and bred. I've heard men speak of secession since I was a child. And I think it would be a tragic mistake.
Is that a fact, madam?
What if we were a separate nation? And the rice and cotton markets went soft. It's happened before.
That isn't the point.
It's a matter of honor.
We need the North. We have no factories, no resources of our own. We can't survive on speeches.
My dear, you forget yourself. Nobody here in this company cares what you have to say.
They're married, Ori. He's an arrogant ass, but there's nothing you can do about it.
I'd like to horsewhip him.
So would I. And he deserves it. But it's not the time or the place.
Leaving now, sir? Get away from here, boy.
You had no right to drag me out of there in front of all those people.
I had no right. You humiliated me in front of my friends.
I express my own views. They have nothing to do with you.
You are not entitled to any views whatsoever, except those that are mine and mine alone. Women with intellectual pretensions are not tolerated here. Your father should have taught you that.
He taught me to think.
That was his mistake. Up north, women are preaching for free niggers and free love. We won't have that here. You will know your place and you will stay in it, or you will suffer for it.
I already have.
You think so? If you ever speak out and embarrass me on any subject whatsoever, ever again, you will suffer as you have never suffered before. If you're so intelligent, you will remember that.
Are you all right?
Thank you, yes.
Don't worry, he won't see us. I cannot stand to see him treat you that way.
I'm fine, Ori, fine.
I want you to meet me tomorrow. Just to talk.
What can we talk about? All the things that will never be.
Madeline, please. There's an old abandoned church near the marsh.
All Saints Chapel.
Yes. I'll be there at noon, and I'll wait for you if you can get away.
I don't know.
Please, Madeline. I'm leaving for Mexico. This may be the last chance we ever have. Say yes.
I'll try. Now let me go back. Alone.
Semiramis, you stay away from Salem Jonestown.
Prime, I ain't got no choice.
Stay away.
Neither do you.
Semiramis, come here, honey.
Look at that dumb field hand. Reckon I could have some fun with him. You look mighty thirsty, my friend. Care for a sip of corn?
You ain't allowed to have that.
That's right. But all the white folks looking the other way. I'm Mr. Lamont Driver. If I say it's fine, it's fine. Fine, have another one.
Sure go down easy.
You can have more, all you want. But we best step out the light.
Another drink. I want another drink.
Of course you do. And I told you how to get it. Go on now, do just like I said.
Where you going, boy?
What's wrong with him?
Just get out of my way. Leave me alone.
What's the matter with that boy?
I'm gonna give me some more now. I'm as good as any man here. And I want me another drink.
Prime, my God, what happened? Prime, please, please get out of here.
No, just leave me alone.
Prime, get your cabin. You'll regret this.
Sorry, sir. He done got away from us.
Get to your cabin. What kind of punishment is that? I know what we do with him at Resolute.
You're right, Justin. Prime's dishonored this house, insulted my guests. Mr. Jones?
Yes, sir.
Get him out of here! Make sure he receives a proper punishment.
Really? Yes, and just what would that be, sir?
I'll leave that to you.
Yes, sir.
Well, I guess I'll be leaving. Justin, terribly sorry about all this.
Ori, what are they going to do to him?
You heard my father. He'll receive the proper punishment.
You saw the look on that overseer's face. You got to put a stop to this.
George, this is my father's house, and you are his guest. Don't forget that.
Punish an animal that way, and neither would you.
Don't give me any more of your Yankee sermons.
I am not preaching. I am arguing against brutality.
Well, it's not your place. Now be so good as to leave me alone.
Hello. Was it difficult for you?
No. Justin went to Charleston on business.
I have thought so often about being with you.
Don't.
I love you. I had to tell you just once.
You have to stop thinking that.
It's true. And you love me.
I came here today to tell you that we can never see each other again.
Why? Because of Justin? You don't love him.
But I chose him. He's my husband now. If I leave him, I go against everything I was raised to be. And so many people would be hurt.
And if you stay with him, you'll be the only one hurt. Is that what you think?
Perhaps God will help him to change.
He doesn't want to change. Look at me.
Ori.
Now tell me that you never want to see me again.
Oh, I do love you. I do. No, no.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. I shouldn't have.
No. No, don't apologize. You see, I want it as much as you do. But if we were lovers, you'd never be free.
I don't care.
Well, I do. I won't let you give up the rest of your life for me. Your future. And your honor. And that's what this would mean. I won't be responsible for it.
Madeline,
Forget me, Ori. It's the only way.
You might want to know my mother's been to the sick house twice today and Prime's face is healing.
Your mother's very conscientious about caring for your slaves, isn't she?
Yes. I'm not sure they could care for themselves. They're like children.
Well, they're not permitted to be anything else.
George, you don't understand. Prime shamed my father in front of his guests.
You're right, I don't understand that, and I don't understand how
You could stomach what they did to him.
That was wrong. And I told my father so.
There is something wrong with the whole system, Ori. I'm beginning to see what Virgilia's been talking about.
Well, it is not up to you to change it. We are sick and tired of Yankees coming down here and telling us how to run our lives. Why don't you go back to Hazard Iron and clean that up and help your own workers?
That is not the point.
That is the point. This is our way of life. It has been for over 100 years. How would you like me coming up to Lehigh Station and telling you how to run your life, change the way you've always lived? But I mean this, George. You and we are good friends. And if we want to keep that friendship, there are certain things that we can never say to each other. Certain things we can never talk about.
I guess you're right.
I don't want to.
We're supposed to be fighting Mexicans, not each other.
No. Over there.
You assured me, when I arranged for your appointment at the military academy, that you'd ask for nothing more.
I told you, sir. That was before your favor was undone by enemies wishing to destroy me. Now, my country needs me in Mexico. You could arrange a field commission.
A commission? What reason could I give after your dismissal? And you're a Southern boy from Georgia. I'm a senator from Ohio. I'm not even supposed to know you.
But you do know me, sir. Even if the world is not aware that you're my father.
Is that why you came here, to destroy me?
I could have done that when my dear foster mother first told me the truth. I never had any love from you. I never even knew who my real mother was, except she wasn't your wife.
Didn't I see to it that you were raised and cared for?
Raised, yes. The Bent family cared for nothing but the money you gave them to keep me out of your sight.
I'm a family man in public office. I paid dearly for that one mistake.
Is, that how you, always think of me, sir? As a mistake?
If I did arrange a commission, would you promise to...
Leave you alone? Of course, Father dear. You needn't worry. I wouldn't embarrass the Honorable Senator Edwards. I may be a bastard, but I'm not a fool. I have great leadership abilities. My instructors at West Point compared my tactical maneuvers to Napoleon's.
Cana, you should learn to curb your enthusiasm for yourself.
I'll do that, sir. And you take heart, Senator. I might get killed on the battlefield. You were here. This is the reunion I promised you, gentlemen, at West Point. Lieutenant Maine, you take these men and scout forward. Bring me a report of enemy strength at the bridge.
For God's sake, Ben, you must be mad. You send a squad down that road. They'll be cut to bits.
That's right, Cottonmaker Hazard. And you'll be right there with them. Move! I'll shoot you where you stand for disobeying. A direct order.
from a superior officer. Now!
Let's move it!
Go now, man. Move quickly and stay down.
We can't go back. That's what Ben had in mind. Ori,
Stuff some more rags in that hole. Stop the bleeding. Oh, right here. Pull it, pull it.
All right, get him ready.
What are you going to do?
Take his leg. It's the only way I can save him.
No!
Lieutenant, you want to handle this?
Sir, if you take his leg, it'll kill him.
I do 50, 60 amputations every time there's fighting. Nearly half the men survive.
Could I take a look?
Certainly, sir. Leg's no good. You'll never be able to use it. If it becomes infected,
If it becomes infected, then we'll take it off.
Colonel Flynn, we got a bad one over here, sir.
Get that dress. Get him out of here.
Orderly, we need some help over here. He's right in here.
Lieutenant Hazard? Pearson. Haven't seen you since Churubusco. How are you?
Fine. But if you'll excuse me, you don't look so good.
Just a little worried about a friend of mine.
Well, this might cheer you up. Major Wade's given a gala tonight to celebrate the armistice.
I don't think so.
Sorry, Lieutenant. All junior officers are under orders to attend. Come on. Might cheer you up.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, sir. I didn't get a chance to thank you. Back at the field hospital.
Ah, yes. An amputation it was.
Well, it would have been, sir, if it hadn't been for you.
Yes, I remember. You're very insistent. I'm afraid you have the advantage of me, Lieutenant.
First Lieutenant Джώρтζ Хάζарντ, 8th Infantry, sir.
Pleased to meet you. And how's your friend?
They say he's getting better.
Oh, he will, son. It just takes a long time, you know, a wound like that.
You sound like you've seen a lot of them.
Too many. And too many dead. That's why I'm leaving the army. I should be back in Ireland before the year's out. I should never have left.
Thank you, Miss Constance.
I see you've noticed my Constance.
Yours, sir?
My daughter. Or couldn't you tell?
Hadn't realized, sir. But it could be the best piece of luck I've had in a long time.
Well, you could wait a while until she gets a chance to break free.
Or you could give us an introduction.
I think I could arrange something. Why don't you follow me, Lieutenant, and be prepared to move fast. Sorry, Laffy, I didn't see you. Oh, it's a terrible waste of whiskey, isn't it? Here, come, let me get something for the inside of you.
Excuse me, but I thought I was dancing with Major Lafferty.
I'm afraid your father and I changed his plans.
Oh, did you now? Well, I happen to be the one being danced with.
Are you sorry I cut in?
No, I didn't say that.
Miss Lynn, I think you're the loveliest girl I've ever seen.
Oh, do you now?
I could dance with you forever.
Excuse me, Lieutenant, but this is my dance, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Don't lose heart, lad. Why don't you finish your talk with Constance over dinner tomorrow at my quarters? Welcome, Lieutenant. Come right in.
Good evening, sir.
Constance, would you look who we've got here now?
Lieutenant Hazard?
I'm sorry, sir. I could have sworn you invited me for dinner.
Now, why didn't you tell me he was coming, Pa?
Because I know how you love surprises, darling. And I didn't want you telling me not to.
If this is an inconvenience, I can come back another time.
Nonsense, me boy. We've got more boiled beef than we can eat. Isn't that so, Constance? She's a lovely cook.
My father thinks he's very clever, Lieutenant Hazard. He doesn't want me feeling obligated to go back to Ireland with him, so he's been trying to find me a husband.
Speaking of going back, I've got to go to the consulate to see about my passport.
Well, now, I thought you went there yesterday, Father.
Don't wait up for me, Lee. I may stop at the cantina for a wee dram before I come back. You enjoy your supper, lad.
Oh, thank you, sir. Are you really angry with him?
No. I just feel overrun sometimes. But then I always laugh.
Your laugh's one of the beautiful things about you.
Why, Lieutenant Hazard, I hardly think I know you well enough for that kind of a compliment.
Could we remedy that, then? Over dinner?
All right.
I wrote your parents. Told them you're gonna be fine.
Thank you, George.
I got something else to tell you. I'm in love, Ori. Her name is Constance Flynn, and she's wonderful. Now I know what you meant about Madeline and you. She's warm, she's funny, she's beautiful. She's a first-class cook, too. I think I've been looking for her all my life. And when I get up the courage, I'm gonna ask her to marry me.
That's wonderful, George. I'm very happy for you.
You know, at first I thought Pa was crazy to go back to Ireland. What with the famine and all. But then, you know, George, I realized he was actually right about a few things.
What things?
Well, the killing here is man-made. They could stop it if they wanted to. But in Ireland, the people have no choice about dying. My father thinks they need his help more.
Your father's a fine man. I'm glad I've had the chance to know him. Constance, speaking of Ireland, something I want to ask you.
Yes, George?
Constance, I admire you more than any woman I've ever met. And I've grown to care for you deeply in the short time since we've met. I think we got a lot in common, and I know I could provide for you and a family.
Why, George Hazard, is this a proposal of marriage?
You know it is. Constance Flynn, I love you. Will you marry me?
Oh, George, we both know it isn't as simple as that.
You mean because you're a Catholic?
An Irish Catholic. And my father's an abolitionist.
Well, so is my sister, even if my family refuses to admit it.
Well, they may refuse to admit they have a daughter-in-law, especially if she goes to Mass and speaks like one of the housemaids.
Whatever my family thinks or doesn't think, it doesn't make any difference. I love you, and I want to marry you, if you want to marry me.
Of course I do. I fell in love with you during our very first dance.
Was it my face or the uniform?
It was the way you looked when Major Lafferty cut in on us. Like a little lost puppy dog.
You think this game Doubleday's so taken with will catch on?
I don't know, but at least it keeps Abner from talking politics.
Thank God. Sometimes it's like listening to my sister Virgilia. I got a letter from home today.
How's your mother?
Better, but I don't think she'll ever really get over my father's death.
George, there's some things people never recover from.
Anyway, the letter helped me to decide something, Ori. I'm resigning my commission.
Leave the army?
Yes.
But you always wanted to be a soldier.
I did, and I thought it was all brass bands and glory. But Churubusco opened my eyes, Ori. Nothing like a trip to hell to show you what it's really like. A good soldier should see war as a profession. All I see is a terrible waste.
So, what are you gonna do?
Well, my mother didn't say it in so many words, but I think Stanley could use some help running the foundry. He's still the head of Hazard Iron, though, so I'll have to fit in wherever I can. But we'll be heroes to the folks back home. Here we're being decorated for conspicuous valor at Churubusco.
Yeah, I'll take those medals and force every one of them down Bent's throat.
Amen to that.
You know, they tell stories about him here. Monterey, they call him Bent the Butcher. They even say he shot some of his own men in the back.
He would have done it to us if he thought he could have gotten away with it.
Somehow, Bent always comes out on top like scum. But he left me a souvenir this time. Good as a wooden leg, but never get any better.
It won't get any worse either.
Oh, well, thank you for those kind words of comfort, George.
I'm sorry, Ori, but sometimes I just don't know what to say to you.
Then don't say anything.
I gotta go, Ori. I want to tell Constance about my decision. I wish you'd think about the good things. Think about going home.
To what, George? The woman I love's married to somebody else.
Fruits of victory, Major?
What do you want, Hazard? Your manner is offensive. And what's more, you're out of uniform.
I'm glad you noticed. Or else I couldn't give you this.
Coward. If you ever cross me or my friend Ori Μέιν again, I'll find you and I'll kill you just as sure as you crippled him.
It was nice of Pa to leave us alone. He really is a sweet old dear sometimes. You know, he said he'd help us celebrate later with some real Irish whiskey. What's the matter, George? Can't you tell me?
I was thinking about Ori. I want him to be the best man at our wedding, Constance.
Well, of course you do. He's your dearest friend.
He's changed, though. Since he was wounded. I didn't get a chance to talk to him before they shipped him home.
You mean so you didn't ask him to stand up with you?
No. Somehow it didn't seem like the right time.
Well, then I think you should stop at Mount Ryle on your way home.
You see things very clearly. I'm glad I fell in love with you.
So am I. Pa won't be home for hours.
You really shouldn't.
And why not? Aren't we almost married?
You at the station.
Let me help you, son.
Thank you, sir. I can do it.
Ori, you've just got to see my new afternoon dress. It's got real lace. Your favorite marifold and a filly's the prettiest thing you ever saw.
How are you, son? I'd like your advice about a baling machine I bought.
I'm pretty tired right now.
And hungry, too, after your long journey.
Well, actually, I think I'd like to be alone for a while, if I could.
are saying that Mr. Ori is not himself. The Miriam told me he just stay in his room, don't talk to nobody.
I heard he was badly wounded.
Wounds heal, but he doesn't child.
Oh, Sally, I have to go to him. I have to. He needs me.
That is the one thing that you can never do.
Sorry I didn't give you more warning about my visit. I hope it's not inconvenient.
My company man is a little rusty, George. I haven't been getting out much lately.
You never used to drink straight whiskey before.
People change.
It's not gonna help you feel any better.
I think I'm the judge of that.
Do you? Well, I don't think you've got the judgment of a mule right now. All you can do is sit there and feel sorry for yourself.
If you came here to lecture me, George, you can leave now.
Damn it, Ori. The world has not come to an end. You got your whole life ahead of you.
You don't understand.
Yes, I do. You think your life is over because you've been hurt and you've lost the woman that you love. But you got a lot left, too. Like a family. And friends who care about you. But if you sit there and keep to yourself and keep pouring whiskey on the hurt, there's nobody's gonna help you.
I know you're right. I just don't know where to start.
You're gonna start at Lehigh Station. By being the best man at my wedding to Constance.
I would be very proud to stand up with you, George.
Keep on looking, Mr. Jones. See me after supper.
Yes, sir, Mr. Main.
Evening, George. Ori?
Looking for what?
One of our people seems to have misplaced himself, though he'll likely be home before dark. Seems you have a bad effect on him, George. Starts acting up whenever you're here.
Priam.
Priam.
Come on, go to bed. Come inside, dog. Take this inside.
Clyda tells me you've run away from Mont Royal. I'm telling you to go back.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't mean to do that, do you?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I just can't.
But the Main family is good to you.
Ain't the family. Salem Jones.
Yes, I've heard of him.
He's gonna kill me. I'd rather die running.
Why did you come to me?
Folks have said you got about the kindest heart around here. I just didn't know nowhere else to go.
I told Priam maybe you could help him, if anybody can.
This is all I can give you, Priam. I wish it were more.
Thank you, ma'am.
No, don't thank me. Don't. The day after tomorrow at 9 o'clock, a train will pass the flag stop. Do you know where that is?
Yes, ma'am.
You stay out of sight till then. Not here, somewhere near the flag stop. The train will slow down. You be on it when it speeds up, you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
It'll take you to Charleston, and from there you can make your way north.
God bless you, ma'am. God bless you.
Good luck, Pratt. God bless you, too.
What is it? They found Prime?
Not yet. But last night he was seen over at Resolute. We could use your help.
Cuffy, saddle my horse for me. Yes, sir. Once more, Ezekiel. My nephew Forbes saw Prime out his window last night. Now, who in his plantation was helping him?
Don't know, Mr. Jester. I swear to God.
Zeke, if I find out you're lying to me, God himself won't be able to help you.
It's my fault. Ain't nobody's fault. It's just the way things are.
Whichever one of you knows and isn't telling is whipping the rest of you. Remember that. You, Clyda, you're next.
No, Mr. Jester. No! No! No!
God, oh my God.
I have to tell him. Won't help, Clayton, and things just be worse for you.
Put these niggers back to work.
You heard Mr. Lamont.
Fill it, Ori. Justin, Forbes, I think your slave's gone. Why don't you come up to the house and have a drink?
Then we'll get our shotguns and help you chase them down.
It's Ori. Mom, Sally. You have to find the right time. But please, give this to Ori before he goes. Please. had to see you. I thought I might die if I didn't.
No, I don't want you to feel sorry for me.
I don't feel sorry for you. I still love you. I just wanted you to know that. Because when I heard you'd been wounded, I nearly went out of my mind wondering if you were alive or dead.
I wasn't sure for a while. But I know now. I am very much alive. Terrible chance coming here, didn't you?
It isn't important.
You remember a year ago, you said there were things you'd never let me give up. Well, I can never let you risk yourself for me.
But I'm not afraid.
I'm afraid for you.
Then this is all we have.